What's up, guys? How's it going? Out to the YouTubers, out to the forum. So today, all we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this little Kona. Now, I picked this up on an auction. I'll show you some pictures. I think it was about 35 bucks total with shipping and everything. 35 bucks. I mean, really, you can't beat that for the price. But it had a really big issue that obviously was not picked up by those who sold it. Thank you very much. But when I strung it up, I mean, it came and it had junk strings on it, so I put some nice strings on it and put it together. And here's the sides. It's really nice. Put it together and it wouldn't play for nothing. It just wouldn't play. And I kept looking at it, and I've never really had to deal with this issue. It's one of those issues that, you know, hopefully for you guys, you never have to deal with, because it's really a pain, and that is a twisted neck. So the neck was twisted on it, and I was like, well, God, the guitar's like brand new. It came with a neat little dust cover case, and a book, you know, Playing Guitar for Dummies. Okay, so long and short of it is, so here I am. I got this nice little neat, you know, it's an entry-level guitar, nothing, no big deal. Holy cow, how am I going to get rid of this twist? And so I watched a few videos on YouTube. Thanks for YouTube, man. That's great. Appreciate it. Long story short, you know, I go through like a couple of weeks of, you know, tweaking it and getting it just right and all of that. And I'll show you some pictures as I get to playing here of sort of the progress of how it went. But what a job. So enough of all the introduction and stuff. I'm just going to play some simple chords on this thing. Papa Mole on Facebook, you know, Monoprice group. Yeah, this is for you too, man. So, and then I'm going to compare it. I got acoustic guitars all around me. I'm blessed. I have some really pretty and nice guitars. And I'm going to compare the sound, and you'll see. But it's not too bad, and it plays okay. Very bright. I'm going to compare the sounds, and I'll come back, and I'm just going to do a few simple chords so it doesn't take a whole lot of time, but you'll get a gist of it. So here's probably one of my all-time favorite guitars, and this one I picked up really at a really good deal. And it's a Keith Urban. A lot more body. So a lot more body with this one. It's really got a nice full flavor, where the little Kona, and I call it little because it has kind of a little sound to it. Doesn't have a lot of body. It does have that spruce top, and it's not laminated, it's a spruce top. But it just is so bright, you know. And now it could be a little bit of difference in the types of strings that I put on it, because I put these Muscell, I'll put a picture up, but these Muscell strings on this thing, and they're, you can even tell, let me see if I can bring it up, just by the color of them. They almost have like a classical acoustic guitar sort of feel to them, and they work really good. So they're a lot lighter, especially on younger fingers that don't have all the calluses built up, you know. Okay, so one more time, and we're comparing now. Okay, so would I recommend this guitar? It kind of depends. Yeah, it's cheap. You can go out and you could probably buy one for like 139 bucks, whatever, at Walmart. But you probably will be sending it for a setup. I mean, this had a twisted neck, so it was hard to tell. But honestly, no fret sprout. The frets are level. They are bone cold level. The neck, however, has a twist, and it still does. It just it happens to be that it's not as bad as it was. So, and I'm not saying you're going to get a twisted neck, but as far as playability, smaller hands, not as big a fretboard, you'd be okay. Or kiddos, if they're just starting out playing guitar, would probably be a good instrument for them. It's very pretty. There's the back of the head. Let's see if I can get that so you can see it. There's the back of the headstock. Really nice. It's got a nice shape to it. There's the front. Let's see. Really kind of nice. The neck. Fretboard. Sound hole. Not too bad. Kind of nice, actually. Now, if a guy wanted to keep something around, a little guitar like that around in his arsenal, it would be a great way to not have to EQ in a mix, to have a nice bright sounding acoustic in there, versus some of these big bad boys like this Stagg here, which I fully restored. This thing was hammered. It's electric acoustic, blah blah blah. Nice. This was a real challenge. It did a lot of stuff to it, but it's got this really robust kind of sound to it. It's also got the same strings as the Kona. The rest of all my other ones got Martin strings, but this one, it has those Muscell strings. Now, and I think I'm actually going to change them out. I don't like the way it could be brighter here, but when you run it through the acoustic, long story short, okay, I'm trying to make this short. It gets really bright, but it doesn't really react good to these strings. So I think I'm gonna, if not Martin, I don't know, Ernie balls, maybe some Diodarios. I don't know. We'll check into that later. But for now, this is what it sounds like. So that's the Stagg. Now, just a quick little, I'm just going to do that little progression so you can hear the difference. So we're doing just a comparison here. So. Okay, so there's the Kona. Okay, that kind of simple little open string, which, acoustic guitars, it's, they were made to do that stuff. Okay, so let's bring out, this one's a Johnson. It's a pretty inexpensive guitar. Very, very well constructed guitar. Did a lot of work on this one. This one came with the bridge completely just tweaked up like that. It was in bad shape. It had huge belly bulge, huge, just so this got a JLD doctor to hold down the bulge, but it's a long story and I'm not going to tell it. I'm just going to compare it. So now you've heard that one, you've heard this one, here's this one. So a little bit more muted than, you know, say the Keith Urban. Definitely not as high in the range, if you will, as the little Kona. Okay, so but here's that little sparkle at the end. So, okay, so that's the Johnson, and I actually do, now I'm going to go ahead and play the Kona. It's kind of like just trying to give you a comparison. So you're looking at inexpensive guitars to buy your niece, nephew, son, daughter, you know, sister, brother, mother, whatever. You know, I would definitely check out the Johnsons. You can buy them pretty cheap. But anytime you buy an inexpensive guitar, just like electrics, you know, you're going to probably do some setup. So if you're not savvy, you better factor in that cost. So here we go. Here's the Kona. So kind of a, being really honest about it, it kind of has that cheap, cheesy kind of sound. You know, the small box doesn't resonate really well. The Linden wood, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's about the wood. Maybe it's just about the size or whatever, but it doesn't have, you know, the sound quality. So last on our list is this guy here, and this is another Johnson. Okay, what a beauty, man. I just love the blues in this one. Really good deal on it, but it also had some issues. It had serious belly bulge, right? And so, but we dealt with all the issues and kind of restored her back. And on almost all of these, at least the two Johnsons, you know, I had to do a complete fret job, you know, the whole bit, you know, and some neck work, you know, with adjusting the truss rod and getting it right, putting bone nuts on everything, and bone nuts and bone bridges, all of that stuff. So lastly, let's go ahead and do this guy. So there's your Johnson, and now that's the kind of Johnson's bargain basement one, but it's a beauty. They sure did a neat job of color on that one. That one's pretty. So one more final thought on the Kona, and one more time, and then you can get your comparison with all of them. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Any questions, comments, you know where to leave them. All right, take care.